Hi, I'm Katy. I joined IT Fitness basically to force myself to do some exercise and actually stick with it. I work in an office environment and have a relatively long commute, and I found that I was working quite long hours, and then by the time I got home had no energy at all for exercise, for making nutritional meals, anything like that. So I really wanted to kind of feel better about myself with that, kind of try and get my energy levels up and my fitness levels as well, and also, as I say, force myself to really commit to that, rather than telling myself I would go to the gym and never actually going. Before I joined IT Fitness, I was feeling very stressed, very unhealthy, not at all fit, to the point where I would complain walking all the way up Gate Bank every day. I was feeling quite lazy as well. I wasn't doing anything, and I was, to be honest, just overall unhappy with the way that I felt about myself, and about the way I looked, and also the way I just felt inside as well. I had very, very low energy levels. I couldn't really do much for very long, and it was quite frustrating for me. I had a very, very active childhood, and it was quite frustrating that I couldn't kind of keep up with that, because I'd been basically doing nothing for so long. I never really tried any diets fully. I would kind of go halfway there. So I would try Slimming World, but not go to the classes. I would try the shake diet, but probably once every other day. I could never felt like I could fit with something consistently. The main issue for me was just how restrictive that was. Just being able to drink a shake, yeah, it's convenient, but it's not at all something that makes me happy. So I think, I've tried a lot of different things, but not consistently enough for it to work at all. The max I probably would have lasted was a couple of weeks before I would start sneaking things into the diet, and yeah, this will be all right, that'll be all right. So I never really stuck with anything consistently, because it was so restrictive to me. I think one of my biggest frustrations is not really seeing the results I wanted, no matter what I did. So even if I did go on a big kind of health kick, and go to the gym every day and eat basically nothing, I would see some results, but not to the extent I wanted, and not consistent. So I would just kind of go back to where I was before. And I think a big thing for me is that when I did go to the gym, I wasn't progressing in any way. So my energy levels weren't up, I wasn't feeling fitter, I wasn't feeling healthier, even though I was trying to go to the gym. So because I wasn't seeing any results, it kind of stopped any sort of incentive to go. I just didn't have any reason to go, even if I was paying for it. I just didn't feel like there was enough of a reward from kind of going to the gym, and that was kind of really frustrating, because I just felt like I was wasting money, and it's just, as an accountant, not something that I like to do at all. So yeah, I think that was one of the biggest things for me, was just not seeing any progress at all in myself, and that, I think a big part of that comes down to just not being able to push myself and not knowing what to do to help me improve in those areas. So it was just really frustrating that I couldn't see any results, really. I think the money that I've wasted is probably in the thousands, to be honest. So if I average out the £30 a month gym membership that I never went to, 12 months in the year, at least 10 years that was going on. So it definitely gets into the thousands of money I've just wasted, just from not doing anything really. Add on top the diet plans I paid for on top of that, and it just gets very silly number very quickly. And it is a true waste when you have literally nothing to show for it. So yeah, I spent a lot over the years, for sure. My energy levels now are so much more improved, for sure. I mean, I actually have the energy to do things. I can get up Jalsgate Bank without complaining. I have the energy to go out long walks, cycle rides, things like that. And in addition to all of that, I'm actually training most of the time, twice a day. In terms of results, I mean, I've definitely lost weight. I've definitely lost inches as well, which now for me is the more important kind of metric. I'm much fitter, I'm much healthier, I've got a lot more energy than I ever have, and just generally, to be honest, like I feel just being happier, and more confident as well. So the confidence comes from not only the kind of the physical aspect of just feeling better about myself, but also being involved in the RT fitness community is kind of completely changed, I guess, the way that I approach things. So previously, if you're in kind of a conventional gym, you're very much by yourself, very isolated. Even in some classes I've been to, very much people are kind of by themselves and not really interacting much, whereas at RT Fitness it's true camaraderie. Like we kind of support each other, cheer each other on, to try and kind of push people as well. So you're not just kind of by yourself trying to push yourself and making excuses for yourself as well. Having those people around you really helps you kind of push yourself further and realise how much more you could do. And that's kind of helped my confidence as well, in terms of interacting with different people. So yeah, it's been amazing. I think the biggest win for me is that I've managed every monthly challenge that the trainers are setting. I've managed to do all of them, and I've in the past kind of year and a half. So that's kind of a big thing for me. So it kind of proves that I've like stuck with it. Particularly one of the challenges that I found most difficult was a 3.5 minute plank. I did a 3-minute plank 18 months ago, barely. Had the whole team shouting at me to continue. And then I managed a 3.5 minute plank. Wasn't easy, but it was a lot easier than the 3-minute one that I'd done 18 months previously. And for me, that really shows that if you really stick to something, that you can see the progress. And that's what I could see in myself. I never thought in a million years I'd be able to do a 3-minute plank anyway. I definitely didn't think I'd be able to repeat it. So I think, yeah, those are kind of the main things for me, is that I can really see that progress, and that can shows me that if I stick to something and I put my mind to it, then I can kind of succeed in it as well. I mean, honestly, I would just say, just do it. Just don't wait around, just do it. What have you got to lose? It's really not an exaggeration to say that RT Fitness has changed my life. I was working very, very long hours, and I was very unhappy. I joined for the initial 3 months, and I haven't looked back. 2.5 years later, I'm still going. I'm still excited to join the sessions. I'm excited to see the guys there. And I mean, yeah, for me, RT Fitness is so much more than a gym membership. It's a community. It's like kind of like a way of life, which is really what your fitness should be. It's not a quick fix kind of miracle lose a stone in a week sort of program. It is hard work in the sessions. The sessions are tough, but having that support there really, really helps you. And as I say, I would never look back now. I don't see why I would ever stop this. It's helped me so much. It's the same, my fitness and things like that. So I would really, if you're someone that needs that motivation and needs that guidance from the coaches who are really always there for you, and the whole community there is there as well. People sharing tips on kind of different things to eat, different ways of managing nutrition and things like that. I would really recommend, for sure, kind of just doing it. For me, I mean, I was already a member of a gym, and I had 6 months left on that contract, and I still joined RT Fitness. So I was paying for 2 gym memberships, but the money at the first gym was already wasted. I was never going to go. and it was totally worth it. I mean, I've said before, the Active Fitness is more than just a gym. It is a community, and a lot of that goes down with the way that the coaches are managing it as well. So I mean, the coaches are there for everything for you. So they help you with nutrition, push you to get that extra rep in, so giving you that kind of that push to really do that, or using a slightly heavier weight just to prove that you can. Or even coming up with alternative exercises. There's so many people at the gym that can't do everything for whatever reason. You might have a bad knee, a bad hip, but the coaches always give you alternative exercises, so it's not like you can't participate. It's really flexible, and the coaches just want you to get to your goals kind of any way they can. And yeah, I think for me, the coaches are kind of what make it, as well as everyone else there. I think the nutrition guidance there's nothing you can't eat. It's not restrictive at all. It's perfect for me. I say I love food, and I think having that freedom to really make your own decisions, but then kind of own them as well, and kind of be responsible for sharing back what you're eating, and it kind of gives you that ownership of what you're doing, so you can kind of prove that you're doing as much as you can, not only kind of to the coaches but to yourself as well. So I think for me, the massive thank you to all the coaches at RT Fitness, because really I don't think the place would be the same without the way it is actually managed day to day.